Hello and welcome to a monthly update video for the 100k giveaway portfolio. I apologize so much, guys. It is literally the 5th of May here in Australia, 4th in the US, and yeah, what can I say? It's been a little bit crazy. I'm literally a week away from having my 4th baby. Yay for lack of sleep and a cute little bub incoming, but it's definitely caused me to let some of my requirements or things that I'm focused on, fall at bay. There's a lot of appointments that we've been going to, and things that we've been trying to get buttoned up to make sure that everything is in line and good for this bub coming. So I apologize. And there's been quite a few messages on previous videos about when is this portfolio going to be given away, when is it going to wrap up. There's a general half and half consensus. The people are saying, I want it to get to 100k and I want you to give it away, but I kind of want you to give it away now. So I want to put it to you guys as a vote, and let's get some consensus. So the very first comment, I'll ask for your vote, and the way that you vote is if you want me to keep doing these monthly videos, keep doing the monthly update, and adding to the portfolio as the channel continues to grow. Give me a thumbs up on that comment, not on the video, on that comment. And if you want me to pick a winner now, simply comment on that same comment. So just do a reply to that, and I'll go and manually count those up. If whatever the consensus is what I'll follow. I don't want to be dragging this on for you guys. Like the goal here is to give you guys the portfolio and actually turn it into something amazing. It's definitely not where I would like it to be. I would love for it to be 100k plus, and right now it's just loading, but I'm guessing it's probably sitting at around $6,000 to $8,000. Yeah, so it's just loaded real quick. It's currently sitting at around $5,200. Definitely not where I want it to be, given that it's losing money, and it's definitely not at the 100k mark. But that's okay. Let's take it via consensus. If you're just tuning in now, this is the first time you've ever seen one of these videos. What I'm doing is giving away this portfolio. The goal is to continue to add to it with all the funds that the channel makes. The channel hasn't been making a lot of money the last few months. I've been kicking in a little bit extra just to try and keep you guys entertained and engaged in this. But the last 30 days we haven't actually seen any commissions or anything for the channel at all. So yeah, I won't be actually adding to it this month, but as I've said before, all you gotta do is click a link below the video, purchase one of the hardware wallets or one of the different education offers that are here, and if I get a commission for that then gets put into this portfolio. The goal was to make $100,000 from this portfolio. It's definitely hasn't quite hit that. We're currently seeing about $8,000 invested and $5,200 in portfolio value. And then all you got to do is just go and click on each one of these videos and just write a comment to be in the draw. I'll be going to the video with the least amount of comments and using an auto comment picker to pick the winner after we work out if we're going to continue to do this. It is month 15 from memory, so it's definitely been going along for a lot longer than what it was originally planned. The goal was to have this given away after 12 months. So, all right. All of that housekeeping's out of the way. Let's jump into the crypto market. There's definitely a lot going on. There's a huge amount of influx of venture capital to the tune of around $10 billion in the first quarter of 2022 that has come into this space. There's a lot of new projects that have been built out. There's a lot of development. There's a lot of really positive things in the whole space. Now, price-wise, we're not really seeing a huge amount of positivity. The daily volume is $100 billion with a market cap of $1.8 billion. There's almost 20,000 different cryptos. And what I'm going to do now is just jump through, have a look at some charts, and also run through some news that I've found in the last week or so that I think is really beneficial. Before we do that, let's look at where we were last month. So last month we were sitting at a 52 out of 100 on the Fear and Greed Index. Right now we are sitting at a 27 with in fear currently, and previously we were in extreme fear yesterday and last week. One thing to look at here is the DXY. So if you don't know what this is kind of an inverse indicator. So as we saw, the peak of the crypto market happen around May of 20 21, around the 25th, 20th of May, we saw Bitcoin hit its first all-time high of 64,000. Then we saw a run up until around 25th of November. Bitcoin hit its second all-time high. So what normally happens is, and if you look here, 20th of March 2020, as this index drops down, and the dollar, because this is the US dollar currency index, as the dollar gets weaker, we start to see big volume changes and essentially a run up in the crypto market. Then as it starts to get stronger, like you can literally see here, is where we hit our all-time high. As it starts to move up and get stronger, we start to see the crypto market pull back. And in the past, we've seen, as it pulls up, we wouldn't see an all-time high. We did definitely see that around the 25th of November. And then we've consequently seen the continued run-up of this indicator up to the 103, 104 mark. And crypto overall, as a whole, has started to feel the pain. Now, the really, really interesting thing, if I zoom in here, is we had the FOMC rate hike meeting yesterday. And there was an announcement of 0.5%, or was it 0.75 of a percent rate hike. So they've essentially put interest rates up. And if you don't know much about macroeconomics, when interest rates go up, money becomes more expensive to borrow on an institutional as well as a residential personal level. And as it gets more expensive, institutions stop borrowing money and they start pulling money out of their investments. And the inverse happens if it's around the other way. So as interest rates go down, money's cheaper. Institutions, banks, people, retail as well as institutional investors start to get more capital and do things with it. So generally, what we see is when the interest rates go up, we will see a massive correlation of capital being pulled out of markets, whether it be crypto, traditional stocks, or property. And what we saw in the last 24 hours was quite the opposite. So Bitcoin was hovering around the 37,500 mark, and then it bumped up to just over $40,000. And then the DXY took a massive hit of around 2 points, two points on its index. So if we look here at the BTC chart, you'll see here, and I've just redrawn this to really give me some understanding on the falling wedge pattern. So previously, this was kind of sitting up here, and I've just moved it down so that we're within that range. So if you zoom right in here, you see we had a very positive candle, almost 40,042 here yesterday. We're currently sitting in a red candle, under 40,000, but we are seeing positivity in the market overall. So, what does this mean? What's going on? Could we see a 100K Bitcoin from here in the next month? I don't think so. I don't think that's what's essentially going to happen here. But what I am looking for here is volume to increase. We're still seeing, compared to where we were in May, there was huge amounts of volume in May as we're running up here. And then we capitulated, and we also had a huge amount of volume here. And the volume has just been dwindling every single month. So I'm looking for more volume. I also know that, the inverse of lack of volume is there's more and more coins being put into cold storage and pulled off exchanges. So the less coins there are on an exchange, the harder it is for liquidity to be moved around. And therefore, there becomes a bit of a crunch happening. So, we do have that as an effect, but you can't really quantify that per se because there's a lot of paper trading done on exchanges, or you don't actually know how much real Bitcoin or real crypto is sitting on an exchange. So, volume is one thing I'm looking for. And then the second one we're looking at is that DXY. So if we see further decline on the DXY, potentially down to levels of 90 or even lower, keeping in mind where we were in May in 2021 was around the 89, 90 mark on this scale. So 10%, 12% from where we are now. But we have also seen, which you'll see here, as well as here, we've seen potential for reversal, and then it's just got stronger and gone higher. We also see it here, as well as here, as well as here. So could we potentially be seeing the dollar index getting weaker? Yes, but time will tell on that one. Overall, Ethereum is looking very, very strong compared to other top 5 cryptocurrencies. Seeing that 3,000 mark being heavy resistance, it's also very good. This is a weekly time frame, so if we just go down to the daily, you'll see we also had a very green candle yesterday, and we started out red today, with just unable to breach that $3,000 mark. So looking at the options market, options are looking for max pain at pretty much where Bitcoin is right now, at the price point of $40K, and Ethereum looking at the $29 to $3,000, $2,900 to $3,000, I should say, as a max pain in the puts and calls for the next week, month, 6 months, even towards the end of the year. So it looks like the market is going to spend some time in this range. And again, as I've said before, the more we see support built at the 37 to 41K range, it just builds a really, really strong foundation for that next move up. And if it takes 6 months of building support at those levels, it's going to be a lot easier for us to break through those bigger numbers, like the 50K again, when we re-break through that, and then eventually the 100K mark. The CBBI is currently sitting at about a 32 out of 100. This is the lowest it's been in the last 12 months or so. So November 2020, October 19, 2020, it was at around the level that it is. And we are just going lower and lower. So what this is saying to me is overall, we definitely, based on this metric alone, we definitely didn't see the confidence that we saw in the previous bull markets. But again, we're using data across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different indicators, and we're essentially pulling them together. So it makes sense that it has been flawed in this scenario, but I'm still positive for an end of year rally, or at least Q4 rally in 2022. And again, we're only a couple of years away from the next halvening. So if we do not have that rally, we will have to keep pushing forward for the next halvening date. So again, looking at this, if you want to join this campaign, simply just go and comment on all those videos there, and also leave me either a thumbs up or a comment on the first comment on this video so that we can decide on what to do next. Looking at Bitcoin treasuries, so this is a great site. It essentially goes and looks at all the ETFs, countries, public companies and private companies that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets. MicroStrategy has bought a huge amount, and they've just added, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 Bitcoin in the last 30, 60 days. They almost have, they have over $5 billion in Bitcoin and almost at 1% of the total circulating supply. I've also seen some countries be added to this, like Bulgaria has 213,000 Bitcoin, which is almost $10 billion. Ukraine government has a huge amount of Bitcoin, around $2 billion. El Salvador has almost 10,000 Bitcoin. Finland, Georgia, which is a country, not a state, as well as a bunch of private companies. And it's also good to see KPMG kind of adding to that list. So jumping into the news, talking about the Federal Reserve and further rate hikes. So we definitely saw it was a 0.75% basis point increase, and there's potential for another 0.25 or 0.5 or 0.75 later in the year. Just in Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital now owns 9,673 Bitcoin worth $377,000, and they're hodling all of the Bitcoin they mine. So I ran a mining operation in Sydney where we had about 1,000 amps, a few hundred machines, and part of the strategy in that business was to be selling off coins around 90% of what we were mining to pay for staff, electricity, and housing on the machines cost. So the fact that Marathon Digital is hodling everything that they are buying shows that they have a huge amount of capital, a huge amount of runway to be able to be doing that, and it's very, very positive for the overall space. This is a great image that I saw on Reddit. So yeah, don't look at the all-time highs, look at the yearly lows. So just looking at the last 4 years, 2018 we saw a yearly low of $3,237. 2019 was $3,399. 2020 was $5,014, and 2021 was $28,700 $23. So currently, it doesn't have the 2022 on this, but currently, from memory, I think the low for 2022 currently would be around 35,000, maybe even a little bit higher. Something else that's very, very positive that I've been seeing is a lot of crypto organizations, startups, funds, exchanges are moving to Dubai with the intention to incorporate over there. So Dubai is crypto regulated to launch metaverse headquarters in the sandbox. VARA, which is Dubai's virtual asset regulatory authority, is very, very green and open to having businesses move there and support them as best as they can. So they're looking to build out a meta HQ in the sandbox and essentially have a headquarters for people to access and work and query if they have any questions. So they're really getting behind the metaverse and crypto overall in UAE. So just in, inflation in the Eurozone jumps to 7.5% in April, and this is a never seen fresh record high. Very, very scary stuff when it comes to that kind of level of inflation, and that's reported. So it's probably around 10 or 12%. And this is another really positive thing in the marketplace. So breaking news, Panama has just passed a law giving Bitcoin legal status and zero capital gains tax. So I know in America, the capital gains tax is much lower than it is in Australia. Personally, we can pay up to 47%, which is absolutely sucks. But it's really good to see that Panama is a place where you can get very low capital gains. It's a beautiful country. I've never been there, but I've got friends that have spent some time there. And maybe we open up a trading arm in Panama, given that there's a huge financial incentive to do so just from the capital gains side of things. So that's it for me. Again, I apologize. It has been a really crazy couple of weeks and or months, prepping for this baby and getting all my ducks in a line. I'll make sure that next month I get the video done, and I'm really looking forward to what kind of feedback you're going to be giving me when it comes to, do we give this portfolio away now, or do we continue to see it out? I personally would like to see it out. I'd really like to give one of you guys $100,000. It'd be amazing. I think there's a lot of coins in the portfolio that could get a minimum of 10x or more. So please just let me know what you're thinking, and then from there we can make a plan. All right, guys, that's it from me. Cue the outro. If you want to support the channel, go and download my Crypto Fast Start Guide by going to cryptofaststartguide.com. I'm also giving away $100,000 in crypto. All you have to do is go and watch this video and the previous 7 videos and comment on it to be in the draw to win. Make sure you go and check out Max Wright's webinar. He's talking about a trading where $10,000 invested wisely today can give you a passive income of $100,000 per year in just 18 months if you take this easy step today. So go and register for this webinar. There is a lot of great content in there. You're going to learn a lot as a bare minimum, and it's going to completely change your life as a maximum. The link is in the description for this webinar. It's also up here. If you have crypto and you want to earn up to 8%, use BlockFi. You can sign up using the link on the screen there or the link in the description. You can also borrow against your cryptocurrency rather than triggering capital gains events. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax accountant, so I'm not actually giving you financial advice, but I'd definitely recommend speaking to someone who knows your situation. You can actually get $250 in crypto as a bonus when you transfer $100 or more into this wallet. And then finally, grab a crypto.com card and grab a crypto.com account. You can get a free $25 sign-up bonus by going to this link, and the beauty of this is you can transfer crypto to your card and be able to spend it real time in shops. So as always, support the channel because the more I get support from these affiliate offers, the more I'm actually putting into this campaign in order to give away to you guys. So that's it from me. I really enjoyed making this video for you. If you really enjoyed this content and you like these short kind of punchy videos, make sure to leave a comment below and just give me some feedback there. Again, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.